Thank you for joining us to learn more about Act 181. We hope this will serve as a helpful introduction before a longer conversation with the Chittenden County Regional Planning Commission, or CCRPC, about our efforts to implement Act 181 and update our regional future land use map. CCRPC is an organization that undertakes land use and transportation planning for Chittenden County. To learn more about our work, check out ccrpcvt.org. Act 181 is intended to advance Vermont's long-standing planning goal of maintaining its compact historic settlement patterns surrounded by rural and working lands, what we often call smart growth. The changes within Act 181 help to promote diverse housing options, use community infrastructure more efficiently, streamline permitting, and protect natural resources. Act 181 aligns local, regional, and state planning. Updates to how we plan help us identify where development should occur, which helps direct public investment. You may have heard of Act 250, Vermont's state-level environmental review law. Act 181 updates Act 250, shifting its jurisdiction to focus on where a project is located, compared to today's approach, which depends on a project's size. This results in fewer barriers to development in areas that we've collectively decided are planned for growth. Act 181 introduces new requirements for regional plans. These include meaningful participation in the plan's development, regional future land use maps following consistent statewide categories and definitions, new housing targets, and updated priorities, including climate resilience and environmental justice. The regional future land use map isn't new. CCRPC has worked with municipalities to create similar land use maps before and will work with municipalities on these updates too. What's different this time is that Act 181 requires categorizing land uses into 11 state-defined categories. The map now identifies designated areas and areas eligible for Act 250 exemptions, and the process now includes state-level review and approval by the Land Use Review Board, which oversees Act 250. The Land Use Review Board must now approve regional plans. So, the map isn't new, but it has some new uses and a new approval process. Here is a graphic that summarizes how the 11 regional future land use map categories apply. There are a few takeaways on this graphic. Across the top are the 11 new categories, which range from compact areas like downtowns and villages to neighborhoods like village areas and to different types of rural land. State designations are now based on the future land use map. Downtowns and villages become designated centers, and planned growth areas and village areas become designated neighborhoods. Both can receive state benefits. At the bottom of the graphic, you can see how Act 250 jurisdiction may or may not apply to the 11 land use categories. There is now the opportunity for exemption or partial exemption from Act 250. Since regional planning commissions need time to update these maps, there are interim Act 250 exemptions to promote housing development during the mapping process. We won't discuss them in detail now, but please feel free to return to this slide to see what is currently exempt from state environmental review. We have created a draft regional future land use map based on the state's definitions of each land use category and existing municipal plans. Over the next 6 months, we will work with municipalities, partners, and community members to make sure it incorporates community priorities and on-the-ground conditions. Here is a screenshot of the current draft as of mid-January 2025. If you would like to explore it, a live link to the map will be available online soon, as the map is constantly changing to reflect what we are hearing from the community. CCRPC also is tasked by the state with setting housing targets for all Chittenden County municipalities. The housing targets indicate how much housing we need to normalize the market. This includes things like replacing older homes, accommodating new residents, and helping older Vermonters who are downsizing. The CCRPC has worked with municipal planners to create a methodology to set these targets based on historic trends, infrastructure, municipal planning and zoning, and natural resource constraints. Thank you for your time. We hope this overview has been helpful, and we look forward to discussing these topics in more detail during our upcoming outreach sessions. If you have any Questions or ideas in the meantime, please don't hesitate to reach out.